Hi, this is Jeff with PlanningPod, and now we're going to take a look at how to set the system access levels for your users in your account. For example, say you've got an employer or coworker, but you don't want them to see the contracts, proposals and invoices, finances, and reports areas of your account. Or say you have a client and you don't want them to see all your events, just the events that they have been assigned to, and inside of each event, you don't want them to see or access all the tools. You only want them to give them access to certain tools. Well, we're going to show you where you can adjust those settings. So we're going to click on the wrench or the global settings tab here. And then we're going to go up and click on the system access levels tab. Now don't be intimidated by all the checkboxes here. This is pretty straightforward. On the left-hand column here is a list of all of the areas inside of your account. And these are basically all the tools and areas inside of your PlanningPod account. We have created 4 different access level groups: a super admin group, an admin group, an employee group, and finally a client group. And you can adjust the settings for each of these access level groups. For example, let's look at this first row here, which is access to the master calendar. You can see I've turned off all of those items, so none of those groups can see the calendar section. If you click on the question mark next to each one of these items, you can see a description of what the item is. And when you give someone access to the master calendar, they can access the calendar section as well as view their personal calendars, as well as any event calendars that they have been assigned to. And so we're going to let all user groups be able to view the master calendar. And as you can see, when you click on each one, it will show that that setting has been saved. Let's take another example. The next item is the contacts section. And this just gives users the ability to view and manage the contacts area. So we're going to give the super admin group and the admin group both access to the contact section. And as you can see by clicking on that, it opened up this setting right below, which gives these users the ability to manage other users, including granting them and denying them access to your account. And so we're going to only give the super admin group access to that particular function. As well as turning on access, you can also turn off access here simply by clicking on the checkbox right here. So we're going to click on the checkbox for the admin for the View Global Settings section. And as you can see, that turned off all the other checkboxes underneath that section. So to turn them back on, you just simply click on the section checkbox and then click on the checkboxes underneath it. However, I'm going to turn off that particular setting for this admin group. Now let's walk through some hypothetical settings for the employee and client access level groups just to show you how this works. So for the employee access level group, I did want to give them access to the calendar, but I don't want to give them access to contracts or e-signatures or to finances, so I'm going to uncheck those boxes. However, for my employees, I want them to be able to use all the tools inside the events section, so I'm going to click on the View Events section so that first of all, they can get into that section. Now this next setting is a very important one. This is the Access to Assigned Events Only section, and this setting limits users to viewing and editing only the events that they have been assigned to. So for instance, say for my employees, I only want to give them access to the events that they have been assigned to. If that is what I want to do, I'm going to click on this particular checkbox. Note that if you leave the Access to Assigned Events Only box unchecked, those people will be able to see every event in your account. So now let's say that for the employee access level group, we want them to be able to see all the tools inside of the events they've been assigned to. We're going to click on all the event tools. And finally, we said we did not want to give them access to proposals and invoices, so we were going to uncheck that box. So great, now our employee access level group is set up so that they can only see the master calendar, the events section, they can only see events that they have been assigned to, and they can access all the tools inside those events. So now let's look at the settings for the client access level group. We are still going to give them access to the master calendar, and we do want them to access a few tools inside the events section, so we're going to click on that. However, we don't want them to see all the events in our account. We only want them to see the events they've been assigned to. So we're going to click on the Access to Assigned Events Only box again. And then we're going to click on 4 tools that they can view and use inside of the events. We're going to click on the event websites, floor plans, guest list, and image gallery tools. So now when someone who has been given client system access level permission logs in, they will only be able to see the master calendar, the events section, only the events they've been assigned to, and only these 4 tools inside of each event. So now let's go find someone who we've given client access level to in our contacts area so that we can log in as them. So I'm going to, here's one right here, Jay Diller. We've given client access level. And in another video, we cover how to set access level settings for your contacts. And as you can see, Jay has been given client level group access, and Jay has completed his account setup. So I'm going to log out of my account. And then I'm going to log in as Jay so that I can show you what his account looks like with those client access level settings that we've just created. So here we go. Jay, once he logs in, will only be able to see the events, the calendar, as well as the tutorials and the customer support, which are visible to all users. So we're going to click on the Events tab. And now Jay can only see the 2 events that he has been assigned to. He cannot see all the events in your account. And within each event, he can only see, of course, the calendar, as well as the website, floor plan, guest list, and image gallery tools, which is what we gave the client group access to. And in the master calendar, you can see here, Jay only has access to his own personal calendar, as well as calendars for the 2 events that Jay has been assigned to. So that's how our system access settings work. But if you have more questions, please don't hesitate to send us an email or to call us.